Hey there, everybody. I'm your pal, Dark Trennow, back with another episode of the Toradora Discord server podcast. And today I have not one, but two special guests with me. The first is Nully,
Hello, everyone.
and then our other special guest is Rice.
おはようございます。
What a weeb. Anyway, welcome to the Toradora Discord podcast. So, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is both of y'all's first time on here.
That's wrong. I've been on the Christmas special before for a little while.
Oh, were you? Back during that super cool live stream.
Yep. I joined at the end because I couldn't stand being in chat.
Oh,
And yeah, it would be my first time on the podcast.
okay. Okay. Well, since it is both of y'all's first times on like a normal episode, that means we get to go through some fun intro questions just so the rest of the server gets to know you a little bit, find out about you. Though you might have answered some of these before just in general chat, but now it's YouTubeified. It's official, one might say.
Ooh.
So, first one, pretty easy, I'd say, is Nully, how did you get into Toradora?
This was when I first started watching anime. I was basically just looking to try out different genres, and Toradora struck me because I liked the characters, and I just went with it. And then I watched a lot of other rom-coms because, that's how it goes with Toradora.
Right?
Yeah, for myself, I worked at a grocery store on third shift, and I had this buddy I worked with who told me that I would love Toradora and didn't shut up about it until I watched it. But it was a good idea that he did that.
Okay. So you don't regret listening to him then?
No, not at this time.
Okay.
Not
Well,
this
how did
time.
you guys... Yeah, not this time. Has he misled you in the past?
Oh, absolutely.
Um... So, how did you find the server? Our humble little abode here. Rice?
For myself, there was an old user who's been on the podcast before. He goes by the name of CP Man, version 2. And he
Oh, yeah.
sent me a invite to the server because he had seen that I gave Toradora a 10 on Mal. So he shot me the invite, and I've been here for about a year now.
Oh, wow. Good old V2. He's a great guy. Good friend of mine. What about
About
you, Nolbert?
about me, I was looking around for a new Discord server to be active in, and
Oh.
I knew the Toradora has a yearly rewatch, so I was like, oh, it's perfect. It's around November. They're gonna have the rewatch next month, so might as well get to know him, and that's why I joined.
Okay, cool. So the Reddit rewatch.
Yeah, the Reddit rewatch was the reason I found the server.
Though honestly, we've kind of taken that over a little bit. I feel like we dominated that a little bit this year because we have like this special channel that we unlock only at Christmas and everything.
Was that from this year?
I think it was this year, yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
I thought it was a yearly thing, like it's been there for a while.
it might be. I'm not sure. I honestly don't interact with the Reddit site a whole lot. I know because I thought originally the rewatch was all like on their end. And
Hmm.
what it was is I thought like that's where they did all the posts and everything and people talking about each episode and all that. But then like I said, we had that special channel we opened, and I know at least in the server that's where a lot of people uh, were using that for that purpose. And I feel like we had more people join around that, but that might just because they were got started on the Reddit rewatch than joined in here. Which personally, I think the Discord channel is a little bit more exciting for a Reddit for a rewatch, just because it's more live action than
Hmm.
people posting on Reddit. But
It's less
I
effort.
take issues with Reddit, so I'm biased.
That's why you're not a mod there.
I don't even have a Reddit account, despite saying on this show I would make one at some point, and who knows, maybe I will, but
We'll hold you
it
to
has
it.
yet to transpire. um, Tell me, Nilbert, who is your favorite character? And we keep a running tally of this, just so you know. I
Oh,
have it pulled up right in front of me.
well, I'm gonna be the majority, of course, and say it's Taiga because
Okay.
I don't know, she's the one that struck most with me, and
Mhm.
no real reason. I just when I watched it the first time, she's the main character, and I really didn't think about much about the anime back then when I watched it. It's been maybe 5 or 6 years since I watched it,
Oh, wow.
so I don't know. Yeah, I'm not any special with that with the who the character is. Just Taiga.
Okay, well, that brings her lead up to 7 now. Ryuji's trailing at 3. Ami is also at 3. Kitamura 1, and Minori also at 1. Now, Rice, what's your favorite character? Or who is your favorite character? That's the correct questioning word there.
It's time to get a solid second place here. We're gonna put Ami there.
All right. Wishes is proud.
Yes, Go Wishes is like one of his 3 good opinions in anime.
Where do you reside, Dark?
I vote for Taiga.
Good boy.
That being said, my opinion of Ami has vastly improved over the years, and my opinion of Minori has continued to decline.
Yep, same for me every time.
Yeah.
We can notice that mixed opinion in the server sometimes.
Well, now there's just too many Minoris. They're multiplying like bacteria, and that makes sense because Minori is a sickness, of course. Um, and I'm just waiting for the cure personally.
Gotta tell Young that.
Oh, that reminds me. Nully, congrats on your promotion to mini mod. That was recent.
Yeah, that was pretty recent. Thank you. Thank you for having me as a part of the team.
Oh, no problem. It said we're happy to have you.
hmm I've never thanked you in person, right? You wanted that so badly, Dirk. Now you get it. Official. Well, more
Recorded.
official.
It's okay. It's not like I'm the one who said we need more. Make the applications, read them. Start throwing people's names out. It's not a big deal. Rice, good try. Maybe next year. No, I'm kidding. How do you mean?
I'll get it eventually.
Probably will. I mean, Paul got it on his second try,
Mhm.
and he only narrowly missed out on his first one.
Yes.
It was just our first one. We only took 2 people. And come to think of it, you narrowly got it the first time around as well.
Yeah, but
You were a finalist in this one.
you picked that dunderhead, Joe.
The orc that can't even speak English in chat.
With with Joe, I was just like, he's the obvious choice, and then what a mistake that was, because he is indeed the dunderhead orc. Now, like if we ever get another admin, he's next in line. So I mean, yes, clearly, I should have gone with Rice that first time around. What was I thinking? What were we as the moderation team thinking? I can't take all the credit.
We'll just blame Shin and move on with it.
Yeah, let's just blame Shin and move on with it. So where does Toradora stack up against y'all's other favorite anime?
It's my favorite rom-com, that's for sure.
Okay.
And my second favorite is probably Golden Time. Well, you don't like it?
Almost made him sick.
I haven't even
Well,
seen it.
well,
But
y'all are
everyone,
haters.
including my good friend V2, who has always warned me with this, that it's a case of if you've seen Toradora before you saw Golden Time, you'll hate Golden Time.
That's
If
not
you saw
true.
it before Toradora, you'll like it. But you'll
They're
still
very
like Toradora
different.
more.
They're very,
Oh,
very
really?
different. Yeah. It's just I was only interested in it because it had the same writer, so I'm like, oh my god,
Oh.
it's gonna be spicy. But yeah, I don't usually watch many rom-coms nowadays. I'm into other things.
With 150 completions at this point, it still stacks in my top five.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Holding strong.
It's definitely moved down the list as it's went, though. It's been replaced every time.
I still have to stand by my original comments of Toradora is very good, but it really is just like only on the cusp of being great, and it's not quite, like in that bubble of great masterpieces.
Right.
Those are some
Uh,
strong words.
I've said them before. I stand by them. That's the thing, you
On the
know?
podcast? You're spooky,
Yeah.
Dirk.
Oh, believe me, I got crap for it, but I don't know. I just kind of sit there and I go, like, don't get me wrong, it's very good. And I think part of the problem is I don't think the rom com genre in anime is like particularly groundbreaking.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
there's not
Yeah.
many that I've seen do something particularly interesting.
Well, for myself, with Toradora, it's not so much the plot or the character writing that is really, really well done. I think this time the directing and the framework was what really set it off to a 10 for me.
Really, I've never heard that. Usually, people will tell me it's the characters. What makes you say the framework and directing? That sounds really interesting thought process there.
So there's a couple of moments, particularly with Taiga, where you capture most of her emotions and her way of thinking through the framework and where you know where they position the story at in those moments in time. Like if you remember the scene where she's underneath the light post and she's basically just found out about the whole Ryuji Minori thing. Like that was a really captivating moment in that series.
Yeah, there's
Mm.
some moments that just hit really hard and are very interesting.
And I definitely think that's more of a directing and framework thing than it is the characters themselves bringing all that to life.
Russ with the big boy opinions.
Yeah, I'd say that's not a bad explanation. Well, let me ask you this. Speaking of anime in general, and speaking of favorites, what is your all-time favorite, Rice?
My favorite anime of all time is Sangatsu no Lion. Um, I watched it probably 4 or 5 months ago, and it blew me away emotionally, and I haven't been the same since. That is a story that is very well written in terms of character relations and writing, and just the way the story unfolds. Which there's apparently a lot more to it. I'm definitely not done with it. I have to read the manga. So
Oh.
that is currently my favorite anime.
And it starts off about shogi, right?
It starts off about shogi, but don't be confused. It is not about shogi at all.
um, Same question to you, Nolbert.
It's a very hard question for me, but if I have to pick one like Rice, I would
Mm-hmm.
say Legend of the Galactic Heroes. It's
Elitist.
Yeah, the very elitist anime. It deserves all the praise it gets. It's very old. It's a 110
Oh,
episode.
so the original one,
Yeah, the
because there
original
is
one.
that
Yeah,
remake.
yeah. I've watched the remake as well, but the original one stands much, much better. It's a story about like two different political sides and how they interact with each other, and it's the main characters are just one of the best written characters in my opinion in anime. They're just they all you have to sympathize with both of them. There's no you can't choose a side. It's very difficult. It's very
I don't know.
well.
I think the Imperials are on the right.
Have you watched it, Dark?
I've seen the remake.
Oh, you've seen the remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the remake focuses more on the Imperials, but it gets
Oh,
shifted on later on.
My reasoning's not that deep.
Oh,
It's just because they're the German theme side, and so I like them more.
yeah, yeah. That's a.
Yeah.
Do you like Reinhardt or Yang Wenli more? Which one do you like more?
Oh, I like Reinhardt's the red-haired one, right?
Or no, that's Kirhi Ice.
Oh yeah, Kierkegaard. I like him.
You like
I
him?
like him. He
Yeah,
was cool.
he's
I
amazing.
really admire just like his. He is a very loyal person,
Hmm.
even when it's difficult for him, and I liked that. You know, I thought that was a good arc for him,
Yeah,
and it was. I like seeing him succeed because that's a person who lives constantly in Reinhardt's shadow.
yeah.
Um, but that's just my thoughts.
There's a lot of people who like him, so you're not alone there.
Yeah, I'm hoping the remake gets like a second season because they kind of just left us in the
Mm,
middle there.
there's gonna be movies actually. There's gonna be three more movies. They're into making, I think, next year or
Ooh,
something. But I'm very excited to watch them as well.
okay. So how did you guys get into anime?
You want to go first, Rice?
Yeah, sure. Honestly, it's quite possibly the most dull story ever. I played Xbox with a guy, and he begged me for probably about a year of playing with him to watch One Piece. And then after, being in the midst of the 900 episodes that were out at the time, I started talking to other people about the show, and then they just started recommending me things to watch as I was going through One Piece. That way I wouldn't get bored. And eventually got into Discord, and I think that's when my interest in anime took off.
Okay, was this your? So this was not Toradora wasn't your first anime Discord.
No, it was not. It actually was because of a different anime podcast called the Our Anime Podcast, and they were watching Steins Gate Zero on a bi-weekly, and I got involved with them, and then that's how I met CP Man was over there.
Okay, see, Steins Gate's his all-time favorite, so it makes sense he's in a
used
Discord for
used
it.
to be mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's number 2 right now.
Sangatsu dethroned it.
Yep.
Big time or?
Okay.
Uh, Probably big time. Yeah, I really, really like Sangatsu. I've never felt that way about anything I've ever watched.
You're pushing it up for me right now. Shilling hard.
Yeah, you should watch it. Everyone should watch it.
What about you, Nolbert?
What was the question?
Well, okay, so how did you get into anime? I imagine, given your geographic location, which I won't reveal anything, that unless you reveal it yourself, I might
Hmm.
say that as well.
You can say it.
Oh well, you live in this place called Bulgaria,
Yep.
and right about now, you got people feverishly typing in Google Maps Bulgaria. No, I'm kidding.
I would
Kidding.
understand if they do that, to be honest. All
Uh,
the uneducated
so how do
Americans.
you get into anime in a place like Bulgaria where it's really not close to Japan, not close to America, and it's kind of hard when you're not in one of those two places, I would think, to get access to anime.
Well, there's TV, but not a lot of anime aired there. We only got like Naruto and Pokemon, so that's where it started for me. Naruto was really the one that made me look for it online, and then from there you kind of find other shows. And then I got
Hmm.
into like some other shonen like One Piece, and then from One Piece I started to branch out, saw Death Note, and then Toradora, and then some other anime along that time. I've been an anime fan for quite a while.
Okay, okay. So weebdom is possible even in Bulgaria.
It is indeed pretty rare, but it is possible. A lot of friends, actually, like all of my Bulgarian friends are weebs, my close friends at least, or they have watched anime. So it's not that hard, but depends on the person and if you're a nerd or not. Which I guess I was.
Oof.
You heard it here.
Acceptance, I guess, is the first step of overcoming it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's that expression?
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting roasted right now.
So, now that we've talked about a lot of positives as far as anime goes,
Oh no.
what's the one anime like you can't stand? Like just the mention of it really grinds your gears.
Are we gonna go based off like
Bryce,
pop?
would you like to go first?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or you want to stick it to Noli?
Are we gonna go based off the anime that is very popular that gets on my nerves that I don't understand why it was so popular, or just anime in general that really grinds my gears?
Um, whichever one you hate more of those two. Like if its popularity motivates you to have a deeper, more profound hatred of it, or if it really is just some old obscure one that is just truly, truly garbage and a bad production.
All right, so personally, I don't understand why ReZero is as big as it is. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. I have no idea. Um, Personally, I don't think it was terrible, but with the first season that they had put out, you didn't even. I think it covered one arc of the entire story, and to me, it was just so poorly done. Like I couldn't like it anymore if I tried to. The main character was extremely boring, and then the three waifus that you have in it are well, one you see hardly anything of, and the other one gets one episode of basically just saying she would do whatever for the main character, and that's why everyone likes her. I don't really get the hype behind that anime in particular.
hmm
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it grinds my
I
gears.
haven't seen ReZero. It always looks like an edge fest to me.
It is
I
a
know a
little
lot
bit
of
of an
people
edge
who.
fest. But I like the edge
Which
fest. That's not why I hate it.
I'm surprised people haven't recommended it to me, because people are always telling me especially Joe, that orc is always telling me I'm an edgy person apparently, which I don't believe it, but I'm surprised it hasn't been more recommended anymore, because I always see like I don't know. The greasy hair and the bleach, it's bleached white, and he's got the weird bandana with the mouth, and I'm just like, what is this? Who's lining up to watch this?
Well, Dark, you kind of have a dark in your name. That's pretty edgy on its own, dude. Come on. You're not just Trennow, you're Dark Trennow. Ooh.
Of course. What about you, Nolbert? What's the one that grinds your gears?
Well, it's more of a genre for me
Oh.
than just an anime in general. I am not a big fan of animes with like that are labeled as cute girls doing cute things. That I don't
Aha.
see the appeal in that at all. It's probably the most boring thing ever created. It's just why would I want to care about like four little lollies just having a good time? You know? I want to I want some actual story, Not just
Uncultured.
yeah. Finesse is probably like grinding his teeth right now just listening to this if he ever sees it.
Non Biori was great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it looked great, but it wasn't very entertaining. I'm happy I watched it with someone, with you, Rice. Otherwise, I would have fallen asleep.
Fair
I
enough.
had it. I had it on my plan to watch for like a month before you made me like continue with it.
V2 is just definitely fuming right now, because
Mm.
that I always give him crap for it. Anytime we play AMQ and we get another one of those, I'm just like, oh look, it's another show where absolutely nothing happens. Predictable plot, the same story arcs, the same types of characters.
Mhm.
And it really is just best summarized as cute girls doing cute things, and all it does is make me want to bomb Bulgaria right now.
The American
I'm gonna
blooding.
get what YouTube's gonna be like, flag this video. They're not gonna appreciate my comedy there.
It's just satire, YouTube, please.
Those are good things to hate, though. I approve of your hatred. That's well directed right there, if you ask me.
Mhm.
But what do I know? I'm just a humble podcast host.
Yeah, humble podcast host. I can see that.
So enough about anime. When y'all aren't watching anime, what's your go-to hobby in your free time?
Um, if I have the time to go somewhere. I usually like to go out into the mountains and do a lot of hiking, but unfortunately, with my work schedule and my obligations outside of that, I usually have to stay at home for free time, in which I, like most other weebs, spend it playing video games.
Oh, okay.
I usually, in the summer, enjoy going out with people and just having a good time, but during the other months, I'm pretty much stuck at home on Discord, so that's why I'm in voice chat all the time. Hey, don't get me wrong, it's still entertaining, it's still socializing, right?
Right,
Yeah. So, or playing video games, which is probably with other people most of the time.
right. Yeah, no, I understand. I still play video games. I used to be on Discord like all day, just when I had that availability to do so. Um, I used the mobile app. I was just on that nonstop. If I was in front of my PC, I just had the mobile app open all the time. It was a lot of fun actually. Um,
You gotta check if you have
Sadly,
many
so many.
mentions.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? You never know when someone's about to hit up your boy Dark Trennow for a game of AMQ or something. Or if they want to join a dark chat TM.
Those are basically non-existent nowadays.
Shush.
They got replaced by Wonder Chat TM.
It's
I
replaced
used to
by
have a
Wonder Chat.
monopoly on voice chat in the server, and I don't anymore.
Times changed there.
I'm becoming old and obsolete. Soon they're gonna throw me out of a window like a microwave.
Dark Trennow outdated. Wonder Chat initiated.
Remind me to never have you Ving Wonder on here.
Oh,
Kidding. So Rice, I'm really curious. How did you get your username?
It's quite possibly one of the most boring things I've ever done in my life. I really like rice as food in general, but I didn't want to name myself Rice, so I just put bowl behind it. And that
did you
is
have
as
any
Well, now,
username
simple
before Ice Bowl?
before that,
That's maybe a little
uh,
more interesting.
yeah, before rice, I would
Can't
go
believe
by
just being honest
Jinx.
right now, right?
Yeah, I would go by Jinx, and that was because I thought that was the most goofy looking Pokemon there was. So I stole her name, and that's what I went by. And then something happened where I got banned on account on a video game, so I stopped using that name.
What name?
what'd you do to get banned?
Let's not talk about that.
The suspense, the curiosity, viewers everywhere are just wondering now. You can't do this to them, Rice Bowl.
um, let's see. To make things very simple, I used
Okay.
to talk a lot of trash to people online, and usually in voice messages that were recorded that could, just be sent to the developer of the game.
This had to be on League of Legends. This had to be.
Um, yeah, some have been on League of Legends, yeah, but I don't think that's the game I got banned from.
Was it on Club Penguin?
Yeah, you caught me. It was on Club Penguin.
I'm gonna defend your character for a moment, Rice. As long as I've known you, you've always been a good fellow and never been toxic.
I changed my ways on the internet after that.
But I've also never played League of Legends with him, so anything is possible.
Don't play competitive games with me. I'm super toxic.
Noted.
So we just had a Nintendo Direct recently. Did either of you guys watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Nice.
I caught enough from it that I seen what I wanted to see.
Okay. What was y'all's favorite game that was that was shown for you guys?
Uh, well, outside of Pokemon, it was pretty cool to see Overwatch on the Nintendo Switch. I can't believe they're trying to port that there, dude. That's craziness. Are you talking about that direct, by the way?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I'm mostly excited about Pokemon because I'm going to be playing with some people on the server. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
And Animal
Um,
Crossing is
What
also
about?
pretty interesting. I may get that later on.
well, it does come out like 6 months after that, so you got some time,
Yeah, gotta save up some of that chore money.
right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with what Nolly said. Very excited about Animal Crossing in particular, and I will be one of the people playing Pokemon with him as well. But a game that he did not mention, I'm very, very, very excited for Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm a huge fan of those games.
I am also excited for Luigi's Mansion 3. I too enjoy the Luigi's Mansion now trilogy very much.
Yes, the trilogy now.
I find it very original and inventive.
And they're so goofy and witty.
I mean, that's basically every Nintendo game, though.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair statement with them being goofy.
But they're good. They're fun games. I'm also a fairly new Nintendo fan.
Oh, at
Yeah.
last coming over to the best side, huh?
We've
Let's
been
leave it
waiting.
at that. It's fun. My first console is also the Switch, so I've been a PC gamer for quite a long time, so to say.
Oh, really? You didn't even have like an old N64 or a PS2 or something back
Nope,
in the day?
only PC. And I've
Oh.
played a little Xbox at my friend's house, but outside of that, only on keyboard and mouse. That's how I've been raised.
You weren't alive for the 64, were you?
I don't know. I don't know when it released.
Nolbert was just but a wee lad.
Yeah.
Um, overall, this continues a real trend for the Nintendo Directs for me personally, which is it's an objectively good Direct, but then they show almost nothing in it that I'm interested in, and everyone else is just raving about them. And I'm just like, yeah, it was a great Direct. I'm still waiting for the one where they actually show games I want to play, but
Um,
I enjoyed the Luigi's Mansion showing. I'm glad to see Overwatch is finally coming to the Switch. We've had that rumor for what feels like eons now,
wait,
so I'm
are
glad
you
that it
interested?
finally. Huh?
Are you interested
Well,
in it?
I used to play a lot of Overwatch, but I already have it on PC, and it's not really a game I want to double dip on
Yeah, that's a
because
very interesting port, in my opinion. Overwatch on the
well,
Switch.
it's kind of strange, because you need internet to play Overwatch. And most places on the go, you do not have the internet to play Overwatch.
Versus
This is
bots, dude.
this is true.
And so that really hurts my desire to double dip on it because I'm kind of like, well, I can either sit at home and play it on my PC or sit at home and play it on my Switch, and I can't really get the full versatility out of the Switch version because you're not about to play it on the go. So it's just got less desire for me there, I guess. But yeah, then they show Animal Crossing and they show a bunch of other JRPGs I don't care about. Um, there's Definitive Edition for Xenoblade Chronicles. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that
Yep.
I
game is kind of a
love
technical
X.
wonder. How the hell is that thing gonna run?
I do want. I hope it's a really good Definitive Edition and not like how like on the Wii U it got two Zelda games that were like on the GameCube or the Wii, and
Hmm.
like all they did was just up-res the crap out of them, and so it looks awful.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope we don't run into that again because I really did not like how like Twilight Princess looked on the Wii U.
But that would be such a Nintendo move, I wouldn't doubt it.
What do you guys think about The Witcher 3 coming on the Switch. That in my eyes, that's crazy to think about a game like that.
Oh, I think it's crazy too. I'm honestly like surprised that it is available on the Switch in a playable state. And I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I'm always like one of the first people to shoot down, oh, it couldn't run on the Switch because it's proven wrong again and again. But I am surprised that a game of Witcher 3's size and bulk and technical prowess, is able to do that. Because I'm not, because if you have a great engine, you can do a lot of things. Look at the Doom
Oh yeah.
2016, Doom Eternal. That engine lets you do just about anything. Look at the Wolfenstein games; it's the same engine. So once again, you can put it on just about anything.
Right.
But I didn't think Witcher 3 had that level of technical cooperation. So I think it's very cool that it's coming to Switch. I'm not interested in it, but I hope it'll do well because I want those devs to see that, hey, it's a viable platform.
For myself, I have actually bought 3 different friends The Witcher 3, and I have never played it myself. So now that I see that it's coming to the Switch, I may just pick it up for something to play on the go.
That doesn't seem like a Switch game though. On the PC,
Nah,
yeah, but I don't see the Switch appeal personally. But if they're gonna port it, go for it, dude. It's crazy
that's what I'm
porting.
saying. I need some more games for my Switch anyway.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't bought something on my Switch in forever, and it's not that there's been no games or anything. It's just none of them have been like what I want to play.
What you're saying
Which
is that you're really boring, and all the cool games that have been coming out recently, you're not cool enough to play.
basically, I guess. I suppose like the most straightforward explanation is probably correct.
Well, the Nintendo's become an absolute port machine, so maybe in the near future you'll find something you want to play on there.
That is one thing is and I'm not against ports on the Switch because they tend to be it makes sense for things to be ported to the Switch,
Yeah.
just because it actually enhances it for it to be ported. Unlike a lot of things, a port to the Xbox One usually isn't very exciting, whereas a port to the Switch is very big because again you get to play that game on the go, so it is a good thing.
And some devs also put in their own little, they try to use the Joy-Cons, their motion sense in the Joy-Cons for something in the game. So that's
Right.
also pretty cool. Not all games
Yeah.
do it, but some do.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, and I'm glad that actually has not. It's not like a Wii feature that became forgotten
Mhm.
about. It actually has been something devs experiment with and have fun and try something. It's not always, it's a little hit or miss, but it's been good. Like trying to think on Doom. If you like shake the Joy Cons, you can do a glory kill. Mario Odyssey got a little out of hand with it. It just becomes downright hard to play on mobile. But
Yeah, that's true.
so, sort of as a closing topic for us, I just wanted to ask, what is the next big thing you are looking forward to, either in your life, and perhaps something that's getting an anime adaptation, maybe a game coming out? But what is that next big thing for you guys that's got you on the edge of your seats?
I'm letting Nolly go first on this one.
Get a job.
Okay. Get a
Yeah.
job. There we go.
Hey, get some money in there, Get to go somewhere in the world, because I don't want to sit at home. Yeah, that's basically it. Also, shout out to DJ.
Oh,
Yeah,
Overdrive?
DJ Overdrive. Because he's been wanting a podcast for quite a while now. If anyone has
Yes,
noticed.
he has. Yes, he has. But Dark Trennow has indeed delivered.
Good job, Dark.
Finally, another episode, which, yeah.
Um,
Which, what about you, Rice?
yeah. So for myself, it's 3 different anime adaptations. I'm excited for the second season of ReZero. I'm really hoping it'll change my opinion about the series. I hope it adapts more and does it way better. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited for the Bunny Girl movie to come overseas so we can watch it and cry about it or love it or hate it. Depends if your wishes or not.
And hopefully rescue the series after that last episode.
Right. And then the last one is Origairu season 3. Very excited for that as well.
I just realized earlier in this episode I confused ReZero with like Tokyo Ghoul, I think.
That might have been a thing.
Yeah.
Which I don't like ReZero either because the probably the worst thing about Isekai Quartet, which oh boy, I sat through and watched all of those episodes, um, was Subaru. Um,
Yep, main character sucks.
he really was annoying on Isekai Quartet, and that was the one Isekai in the show I hadn't seen, and I just kept feeling like he gets more screen time than literally any other character in that show. And he always annoys me with his screen time. And then the second worst thing about Isekai Quartet, while we're on that train, was the fact that they had the audacity to say we're getting a season 2 on the last episode of that garbage production.
Well, some people are into it, I guess.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like that from what I've seen.
And that just goes to show you how far society has fallen, you know.
Good point. That's how we judge society. If they like Isekai Quartet, you know, you don't talk to those people.
Exactly. It's the Walmart of anime.
Oh my goodness.
That's a
You
new.
shop there, you know it's not going to be worth your time, but you went there and now you've made your choice and you're screwed.
Oh, dark.
Well, if there's nothing else y'all would like to talk about or maybe give some shout outs or anything like that, we can go ahead and close out this episode.
Thanks for having me, I guess. No,
Oh, no problem.
and meow.
Yep, I don't got it anything.
Okay, well, hey, thank y'all so much for coming on to our humble little podcast. We greatly appreciate it. We hope you've enjoyed your time here and that we can see you guys on future episodes. Other than that, thanks to all our awesome viewers at home. You guys are the best. And thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll catch y'all on the next episode of the Toradora podcast. See ya.
Nyan Pasu.
Do we stop the recordings now?